Do you want to reduce your energy bills? Or maybe you want to use greener energy? Go solar and get a discount. Right now, Which members can get a 7.5% discount on solar panels and their installation if you use Heatable, a Which trusted trader approved service. You can also include a storage battery and EV charger, handy if you're looking at making the switch to an electric car. To make use of this exclusive offer, simply head to which.co.uk/solar-offer, that's which.co.uk/solar-offer before the 30th of September 2025. And if you're not already a Which member, you can grab a year's membership for 50% off the usual price. To do that, go to which.co.uk/podcast offer to get involved. Start your solar journey today. Go solar and get a discount with Which.
How hot is too hot? And where should you go on holiday to get just the right amount of sun? Hello, it's James Rowe back in the Which studio after having been on holiday myself. I was recently in Greece where temperatures topped out at about 29 degrees C. But we're seeing more and more places in Europe and beyond registering even higher temperatures than that. So can you get some summer sun without it feeling too overwhelming? Well, in the July-August edition of Which Travel magazine, Joe Rhodes analysed last summer's weather data to find out. Here's Joe's piece, adapted for the podcast, this week read by Rob Lilly-Jones.
Parts of Greece, Portugal and Spain are becoming uncomfortably hot, especially during the peak summer season. Last summer, the Acropolis in Athens was forced to close for public safety when temperatures hit a scorching 43 degrees Celsius, while Spain has had 4 extreme summer heat waves in a row where temperatures in parts of the country rose over 40 degrees. Add to this the more recent hot spell we've seen on the continent in 2025, and you can see that things aren't getting any cooler. But how widespread are these extreme temperatures? Where should you really avoid, and when? Well, we looked at how often temperatures in more than 50 popular holiday destinations rose above 35 degrees Celsius last year. That's when most of us will start to feel uncomfortable. Let's start with the places to avoid if you don't want it sweltering. Most holidaymakers to Cyprus only visit Nicosia, the capital, on a day trip, but you'll swelter in summer. Last year, temperatures were above 35 degrees Celsius for all but 3 days in July. Holiday hotspot Ayia Napa was little better, with a fortnight of plus 35 degrees Celsius the same month. Paphos on the southwest coast is much cooler and better for a summer break. In Portugal, the region between Lisbon and the Algarve, called Alentejo, had more days over 35 degrees Celsius than the Costa del Sol in July and August 2024. In fact, in Spain, only landlocked Madrid and Extremadura were hotter. It's Alentejo's forested interior that really bakes, and the sea breeze should make beach holidays a lot more bearable. Given it's on the Atlantic coast, not the Med, the Algarve can also be surprisingly hot. Last August, there were 2 days where temperatures exceeded 35 degrees Celsius. Egypt should be off your wish list if you don't like it too hot. Yes, it's not news that Egypt is hot, but for just how long might surprise you. Hurghada and Sharm el-Sheikh sizzled in the high 30s or even 40s from June through to September last year. Even May temperatures hovered above the 35 degrees Celsius mark for almost a fortnight. In Sharm el-Sheikh, the humidex, a measurement used to describe how hot the weather feels like, is a blistering 47 degrees in July. Bear in mind that anything above 45 degrees Celsius is considered dangerous and a significant heatstroke risk. So where should you go instead? Well, there are plenty of places that, according to the data we analysed, should be a lot more comfortable. If you fancy Spain, the Basque region in the north is much more pleasant. San Sebastian, with its crescent-shaped golden beaches, picturesque old town and Michelin star Pinchos, is sure to wow. But for a classic beach break, the Costa Blanca is best. Unlike the Costa del Sol, temperatures on the 200-kilometre stretch of coastline never spiked above 35 degrees last year. But what about Italy? Well, it gets hot, of course, but the data suggests that overall it's not nearly as stifling as Spain. Give Rome a miss in summer, where temperatures are frequently over 35 degrees Celsius, but the heat shouldn't trouble you at all on the Amalfi coast. Hilltop Ravello has all the charm of Positano, just without the crowds. The Duomo stands majestically at its centre, with its 12th century bronze doors and mosaic pulpit. Then why not drive the winding SS 163 coastal road from Sorrento to Salerno? Every hairpin bend revealing a view more spectacular than the last. You can discover hidden grottos and secluded coves along the way. If you cross the border to France, there's nowhere that the temperature will trouble your holiday plans. However, the humidity can be a problem. In Nice, for example, it can be a stifling 35 degrees Celsius in July, according to the Humidex. If you want a cool summer holiday, summer temperatures in Brittany hover around the 20 degrees Celsius mark. Its wild, wooded coastline is dotted with medieval villages, which host regattas and music festivals galore during the summer months. The walled cities of St Malo and Dinan are great bases for a chic beach break. Painted, half-timbered houses with vibrant window boxes line the cobbled Rue des Petits, which winds down to Dinan's yacht-lined port. Here you can hop between art galleries, antique stores, and traditional seafood restaurants. If you're after a cooler trip to Portugal, you might think the Azores is a good choice. Well, yes, it's cool, but in part because it's almost always windy, so Madeira is your best bet if you're banking on summer weather. Its coastline may be largely vertical, with cliffs as high as skyscrapers, but the northwestern nook of the island is home to piscinas naturalas, natural rock pools perfect for bathing. Even in the summer months, it will be cool enough to explore Funchal's mosaic paved streets, shaded by bright blue flowering jacaranda. The Mercado dos Lavradores, a farmer's market, is the place to shop for local wine and to try authentic dishes, such as tender black scabbard fish, served with banana and passion fruit sauce. For Greece, avoid Athens and Halkidiki if you don't want it hot. The island of Rhodes should be more up your street, and it only crept above 35 degrees Celsius once last summer. In Dubrovnik in Croatia, it rarely overheats, but you will have to battle with cruise ship passengers in the summer. Instead, opt for Istria, a heart-shaped peninsula in the northern Adriatic. Its higher elevations and coastal breezes should mean cooler temperatures. And finally, Turkey has plenty of coastal resorts, but many can reach scorching highs as early as June. For cooler temperatures, head inland to Cappadocia in the central Anatolia region. While it didn't get too many days above 35 degrees last summer, that was unusually cool, and typically July and August do see days at and above this. However, because it's arid, nighttime temperatures drop right down and humidity is low, so you'll be comfortable as you sleep.
That brings to an end another podcast from Which. There's loads more for you to read about everything we discussed today. Just head to the episode description for more useful everyday advice. There you'll also find an exclusive offer for podcast listeners like you to become a Which member for 50% off the usual price, giving you access to our product reviews, our app, one-to-one personalised buying advice and every issue of Which magazine across the year. Plus, your membership helps us to make life simpler, fairer and safer for everyone. If you'd like to know when we release a new episode, then make sure you press subscribe wherever you're listening. That way you can be one of the first to listen. And for any questions, comments or anything in between, follow us on social media at WhitchUK or email us podcasts@which.co.uk. Goodbye.
If you're enjoying this podcast from us here at Which, then why not become a Which member? Right now, we've got a special offer, especially for podcast listeners, meaning you can choose any of our 3 membership tiers for 50% off the usual price. Starting at just £39.50 for a full year, you can get Which magazine delivered direct to your door. For the same price, you could also choose a digital Which subscription, giving you access to all of our product reviews, the Which app, and the digital edition of Which magazine. What's more, you'll also be able to use the Ask Which service for personalised one-to-one buying advice. Or why not get a full access Which subscription for just £49.50 for a full year? Don't forget, that's 50% off the usual price. To join Which or to find out more, just head to which.co.uk/podcast offer. That's which.co.uk/podcast offer. Or click the link in the description for today's podcast for 50% off a Which annual subscription.